Save our centre, no to the cuts! Save our centre, no to the cuts! Save our centre, no to the cuts!
Can you get behind the barrier, please? Thank you. That's it. Let Councillor Morgan through.
Yeah, I see your fans are out in force.
Erin, it's me. I was the best mate at school.
Cheers, mate.
All right, get off.
Thank you, sir. If you can just stand back, thank you.
Erin, come on, Erin, come on, kids, give it some way. Erin.
We're hitting the most vulnerable in our community.
Change the record, Erin.
If we can't help young people...
Yeah, and what about the elderly? All the disability programme, there's not enough money. You know that. We can't afford luxuries.
Riverside isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And value for money. Being virtually run by CRB-approved volunteers.
It doesn't make us any revenue. The building needs major renovation work that we can't afford. Did someone say you had a degree in economics? What was that?
Erin.
Who's that?
No idea.
Erin.
And we are ready. Morning, councillors. Well done getting through rabble. Now, obviously, we do have other matters to discuss apart from the fate of Riverside Youth Centre, so I suggest we consult our agendas without further delay. All right with you, Councillor Morgan? Councillor Morgan?
Yes?
Something on your mind? Or are you still basking in the adulation outside?
Can you minute my objection to that last remark, please? Unless you are prepared to withdraw it.
Withdraw. Let's just get on with the business, shall we?
Say that again.
Howard wants to talk to us about the importance of online patient feedback.
It isn't important. End of.
He's been on another course.
Yes, entitled Your Practice and Its Image.
Dude, we need to find you a hobby.
Vis-a-vis, what is the point in having an outstanding website if it's full of criticism from disgruntled patients? Negative experiences in consultant rooms can generate bad PR.
This is Orwellian.
Were you paranoid or what?
The silent majority is perfectly happy with us.
Easy to say, impossible to prove. Knowing exactly where we're going wrong helps us turn a good surgery into an outstanding one. I'll see you all after morning surgery.
Jimmy's on holiday back tomorrow and Kevin's got the day off.
Oh, it's a shame.
They are going to be gutted they've missed this treat. But why give credence to a bunch of embittered septuagenarians with nothing better to do?
That's ageist, Al. Right, and we should be listening to what the patients have to say. They're the reason why we're here. They pay our wages.
I agree with Al. People complain for the sake of it, and these forums just give them the opportunity.
Right, well, maybe you doctors should be a little bit worried.
Mm-hmm. Here's your prescription now. Sling your hook.
I hate those nurses.
If people start listening to these whingers, who knows what impact that could have?
Oh, you are a great GP. They will be waxing lyrical about you.
You want to bet?
No. Patients love you.
Now, to Riverside Youth Centre. And before we discuss this, I suggest councillors detach themselves emotionally from this issue.
Why?
Because we have a very tough decision to make today.
It won't be tough if we decide to keep it open.
Yes, it will. We all admire altruism, but it's money down the drain.
Tell that to the community.
You're making your position very clear, councillor.
So are you. As leader, this is undemocratic.
And what's your idea of democracy? Throwing tomatoes at town hall windows?
We need to consider the figures and discuss possibilities. That is the purpose of this meeting.
Hello?
Sorry to interrupt, but the Newham room downstairs has been broken into, and we need to know if anything's been taken.
Right.
But don't touch anything, please. Anything missing?
My briefcase.
Once Howard gets a bee in his bonnet, there's no stopping him.
Why try to fix something that is not broken?
You're absolutely right, Mrs. Tenby. We are a strong, cohesive and professional team.
Sorry, I thought I was in here today.
No. Actually, Mrs. Tenby has allocated it to me.
Why?
Dr. Reed has a child surveillance clinic. She needs a room.
And I have a lot of patients waiting. Sorry. Ah, that's that sorted.
Was there anything valuable in the briefcase?
Papers, important papers.
I'm presuming that your CCTV works.
Ask her about her mystery man. He accosted her twice and he was in the building.
That doesn't mean I know who he is.
OK, look, we need to get the crime scene investigators in, so I suggest you put your meeting on hold.
Will they be done by 4 o'clock?
Yeah, I should think so.
Right. Well, I'll let them know. If you've got anything to do with this, I'll have you.
Know where I am yet?
Not out here.
You know, I can't help but wonder if Erin Morgan isn't behind this.
That's a serious allegation.
Well, she spearheaded this campaign to keep the Riverside Youth Centre open. Their cronies were hell-bent on disrupting the meeting.
Well, feelings seem to be running very high. I don't think these people need any encouragement to protest.
The Chief Constable's a golfing buddy of mine. Should I mention it to him?
That's up to you. The question is, have you got any evidence?
Look, one of those yobs entered the building and tried to speak to her. She pretended she didn't know him. He looked pretty put out, as if he was capable of wrecking an office and stealing a briefcase.
Did you get a name?
No. I think we'd be well advised to ask her.
Well, thanks, Councillor. I'll look into it.
Come in.
Daniel and I have got a bone to pick with you.
Pick away.
Karen warns us that you're planning to demoralise the staff.
Yes, Howard, is this completely necessary?
Why didn't you run it past the partners first?
Because you'd have opposed it. Criticism is not an easy thing to take. Dr. Carter has an air of Mr. Pickwick. Keep thinking I'm in Dingley Dell.
You can't take such flippancy seriously.
Well, maybe this person thinks that you're a tad Dickensian in your attitude.
I strenuously deny the charge.
I suddenly realised that Dr. Granger was miles away, no doubt admiring his own reflection in the computer monitor.
That's completely out of order.
Oh, there's more. It's a good one, this. Thinks he's Roger Moore.
Well, I'm not going to listen to this rubbish anymore.
This is man management gone mad. It'll only end in discord.
You're all talk, aren't you? Starting on your paper about the vulnerable and disadvantaged.
Tommy, I haven't seen you for what, 15 years, and then you turn up out of the blue asking me for money?
Because I'm disadvantaged. I'm that underdog. Yet you denied knowing me in front of your posh councillor, mate.
What have you done with Sean Riddell's briefcase?
Councillor Morgan, it's the police.
Let her go, hadn't I? In case I let something slip.
Sergeant Hollins.
Hi. I just wondered if I could ask you a few questions about this morning.
I'm not sure how I can help, but if I can, of course.
Can I come in?
Sorry, yeah.
Thanks.
Hang on. I thought we'd reached an agreement about this room.
Yeah, we did. But you needed it for the clinic, and the clinic is over, isn't it?
Well, yes, but...
I thought so. No problem, is there?
Dr. Reed, you do not have to move.
No, it's all right, Mrs. Tenby. Far be it for me to upset Dr. Carmichael's sense of hierarchy.
You cannot expect just to come back and have everything your own way.
Well, off the record, can I say that I'm really impressed with the work you've been doing with the kids in the area?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good. On the other hand, an allegation's been made by Councillor Riddell.
How ironic.
Why do you say that?
Look, if he's saying I've got something to do with this morning, he has absolutely no evidence.
Except that I did see a guy this morning who said he was an old schoolmate of yours. Would that have been the same one who approached you inside the town hall?
I don't know.
He did look very familiar to me. I was hoping that you might be able to have a think and maybe run through a few names. You never know. I might strike it lucky.
Look, I'm really sorry, but I've got a second chance at this meeting this afternoon, and I really need to psych myself up.
Yeah, of course you do. Okay, thanks. Oh, can I give you my card? In case you do think of anything. Thanks.
Accepting criticism is a part of our working life.
Next thing you'll be telling us not to take it personally.
I'm saying let's approach it with the right attitude and be positive.
And you're going to lead by example, right?
How do you mean?
Well, I was trawling through our website when I found the following comments about a certain Mr. Howard Bellamy. An unapproachable number cruncher. Stuffed shirt.
Yes, well, that's exactly the type of comment you'd expect about a practice manager, because we seem to be remote. We're not hands-on.
Yeah, a bit of a sergeant major.
Well, as an ex-military man, I take that as a compliment.
Hang on, this isn't accepting criticism, it's denying that there is any.
You are just delaying the inevitable, mate.
Yeah, bring 'em on.
Dr. Haskey is scathing and unsympathetic.
Agreed.
Doesn't suffer fools gladly.
Who does? You see, this is how you accept criticism.
Don't you think you should be taking this a bit more seriously?
No.
Alistair.
All right, well, there must be some positive comments. Let's hear them.
Yes, well, there is actually. Jimmy's got 15. All good.
I'm not surprised. He deserves it.
Jazz has one.
Me?
Dr. Keller combines an astute diagnostic ability with sunny disposition. She lights up a room and brings a breath of fresh air to the practice.
Oh, rank.
Told you, didn't I?
Yeah, I reckon she wrote it herself.
Hey!
What did the plod want?
What do you think?
Did you tell him anything?
No, but you did. Old school friend.
Couldn't help myself. I'm dead proud of you. Who would have thought, eh? Been through so much, you and me. Just a couple of grand.
Even if I had a couple of grand, I wouldn't give it to you. Can't you see how much trouble you're in? You need to tell me where the briefcase is.
Sure you want to know?
Yeah.
In your garage.
You must really hate me.
No, I want to protect you from bad publicity. If it got out about what we did, you'd be finished. All those kids that you help are going to be left hanging. All for the sake of a couple of grand.
Okay, Tommy. I hear you. I'll get you the money.
Brilliant.
Go back in the house.
No problem. Got any beers?
In the kitchen. Tommy. One thing, why steal the briefcase?
Old habits, eh?
Sorry I'm late.
Yes, just in time, Nurse Marquez. Now, the nurses and the healthcare assistants. Karen?
Oh, it's me.
Yes. I entered the treatment room to find Mrs. Hollins sucking her necklace. She's got more rings than Liberace.
That's not... I've got 3.
Yes, all of them harbouring bacteria.
Karen, what have I told you about jewellery?
Pick on me.
Yeah, well, it's against the rules, you know that.
Yeah, didn't Chris get in trouble for that string of pearls?
Yeah, no.
What about that necklace that Freya gave you? You wore it for months and nobody said a dicky bird.
Right, let's just get on with this, shall we? I revealed my wart to Mrs. Hollins and she was nearly sick.
This is a complete waste of time.
Nurse Reed. Nurse Reed did not wash his hands in my presence.
But yeah, that's because I would have washed them before they came in.
I also strongly suspect he hadn't washed his hair. When did he last have a haircut?
Well, that's a bit personal.
Nurse Marquez. I find her rather opinionated.
Opinionated? Me?
Oh, beautiful. There is a God.
She had not changed the paper sheet on the treatment couch.
Howard, what exactly have you got against nurses?
These aren't my comments.
He's just being selective.
No, I'd go further than that. I'd say he's making them up.
Oh, nice try, Marquez. You just have to take it. The people have spoken. After all, they're the ones who pay our wages.
All right, simmer down. Look, most of the comments are about the nurses, so we need to look at their training needs.
We don't need training.
Really?
White. Plenty of milk, please, mate.
Yeah, no worries, boss.
Thanks. Hi, love.
I'm handing my notice in.
You doing what? Don't be daft. You're having a bad day.
If somebody complained about you, you would have the right to put your side of it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I suppose. What's happened?
There was this snooty woman with a wart.
Oh, hang on, love. I've got a call coming through. I've got to take it. We'll talk about it tonight. Sergeant Hollins.
Sergeant Hollins.
Councillor Morgan. What can I do for you?
Oh, no, thanks. A choke.
Oh, come on, Karen. Always getting to me and I shouldn't have taken it out on you.
Well, I'm an easy target, aren't I? Being so blooming useless.
You are not useless.
I mean, it's just nitpicking, and I don't know why Howard is buying into it.
Oh, I do. His NHS management gone into overkill. I am not having it, Karen. We have got a really good professional nursing team here.
And we don't need people telling us how to do our jobs.
No. So that's why we should stick together, not fall out.
Listen, I shouldn't have said about Freya's necklace.
Oh, no. Forget it.
You want to share it?
Yes? Councillor Morgan. Bit early for the meeting, aren't you?
I think we need a little chat.
Happiness, more or less, it's just a change of something in my living. On my mind. Happiness,
Tommy Wharton. I thought it was you. 7244 to 7348. I've got him. Come on.
There is absolutely no truth in the allegations you are making.
You knew that guy?
He knew me. And why wouldn't he? I'm in public office. Besides, what would be the point of disrupting the meeting?
Intimidation?
Do I look like Al Capone?
Oh, I think Snow White's got a dark side.
Meaning?
You're too good to be true.
It's not much to build a case on, is it? I suggest we put this behind us. If all this petty squabbling becomes public, it could damage the council's image. Meaning, your leadership could very well be in question. Agreed?
Agreed.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Howard. Her behaviour this morning was vile.
Have you fallen out with her?
No. No. I've played it rather cool. Let's just say I'm warming up.
You be careful. You don't want Zara as an enemy.
Ooh, I'm quaking in my boots.
Seriously, grit your teeth and make friends.
Why on earth would I want to do that?
Because you're a forgiving human being who values harmony in the workplace.
Is that supposed to be flattering?
No, common sense. Do it before things get really nasty.
There's no denying the excellence of Riverside Youth Centre. But concerns have been raised about the condition of the building itself. In an ideal world, we would be funding repair and restoration. However, we find ourselves under immense financial constraint. Now, Councillor Morgan has some expertise in economics and seems confident she can find a way through this. Councillor.
I'm afraid I can't.
Sorry?
Find a way through. I withdraw my opposition to the closure of Riverside.
I see. Well, that's, regrettable.
But if the council would bear with me, there is something else I need to say. This is a little difficult. When I was 15 years old, I accepted an invitation to go joyriding with my boyfriend. During that ride, an elderly man was knocked down and killed. I'll regret this for the rest of my life. It was a juvenile offence now spent under the Rehabilitation of Offenders Act. Obviously, I should have declared this before entering public service. And for this, I apologise to the council and tender my resignation.
Well, we are very sorry to hear that, Councillor. But I think the time has come to let these police officers do their duty.
I turned to Riverside Youth Centre after my conviction. I am where I am today because of their belief in me. I suppose I should have mentioned my personal interest in their fate before. As should you, Councillor Riddell.
I've never seen this document before.
Daltrey and Associates. Isn't Philip Daltrey your brother-in-law?
This is ridiculous.
Luxury apartments. An interesting solution for the Riverside building. Well done, Councillor. You get to save the council money and line your own pockets at the same time.
This woman has a criminal record and I want her removed. Why aren't you arresting her?
Because, Mr. Riddell, I've come for you. You're under arrest for malfeasance in the public office. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you don't mention when questioned, something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
It's ridiculous. I want to ask her where she got that report from.
Well, thanks for the tip-off about Tommy.
As soon as I saw him this morning, I knew I was finished.
Who says you finished?
It'll be all over the paper tomorrow.
Yeah, it will, but these people, they think a lot of you.
Past tense. I'm not who they thought I was.
Does that mean that you don't really care about Riverside?
No, of course I do. Passionately.
So now they'll know why. Because you've been there. Give an interview. Tell your story.
You really think it'll be okay?
You've got nothing to lose.
Wish me luck.
No, not Thursday. That is too short notice. No. Don't cry. Please. Go and get a tissue or something, and I will sort it. Bye.
It's not poisoned, I promise. Anything I can do to help?
Ugh, I doubt it. My nanny has decided to go to a funeral on Thursday. Both Daniel and I have commitments, and I bet that the nursery won't take Joe at this late notice.
Why don't you go there yourself? You're a hard person to refuse. I can hold the fort here.
You sure?
Yes. I remember what a nightmare childcare can be.
Okay, thanks.
When Chris was little, there was none of this flexible working. It was either work or don't work.
Well, that must have been detrimental to your relationship with Chris.
Sorry?
I'd have thought. I mean, you seem fine now.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for that.
If this patient doesn't get treated, their life could be in danger.
I don't want her to die.
Look, he's making this up.
But why would he blame you?
Well, I don't know. You're the Sherlock Holmes. Why don't you tell me?
An experiment powerful enough to give you a